Welcome to the informative channel. Today's topic is Islam in the United States, a comprehensive overview. Islam in the United States has a deep and multifaceted history that spans several centuries. While it is often seen as a relatively new religion in America, Islam has been present in the country since the era of slavery, when many African Muslims were forcibly brought to the continent. Today, Islam is one of the fastest growing religions in the US, attracting a diverse group of converts from various racial, ethnic, and cultural backgrounds. This overview will explore the historical development of Islam in the US, how and why people are accepting the religion, and notable American figures who have embraced Islam. Early history of Islam in America. African Muslim slaves. The earliest Muslims in America were brought as slaves from West Africa. It is estimated that between 10 to 20% of the African slaves were Muslim. Despite being forced to convert to Christianity and having their cultural practices suppressed, some slaves managed to hold on to their Islamic faith in secret. The history of Islam during this period is a testimony to the resilience of African Muslims who maintained their religious identity against overwhelming odds. 19th and early 20th century developments. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, a wave of Muslim immigrants from the Middle East and South Asia arrived in the United States. Many of these immigrants came for economic reasons, seeking opportunities in the growing industrial economy. By the early 20th century, small Muslim communities had formed in cities like Detroit and Chicago. The first mosque was built in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, in 1934, serving as a hub for Muslim immigrants in the area. Growth of Islam in the 20th century. Nation of Islam and African American Muslim movements. One of the most significant developments in the growth of Islam in the US occurred within the African American community. In 1930, Wallace Fard Muhammad founded the Nation of Islam, NOI, in Detroit. The movement combined elements of Islam with black nationalism, advocating for the empowerment of African Americans. While the NOI's theology differed from Orthodox Islam, it paved the way for many African Americans to embrace traditional Islam later on. One of the most famous figures associated with the NOI was Malcolm X, who became a national spokesperson for the movement in the 1950s. In 1964, Malcolm X left the Nation of Islam and embraced Sunni Islam after performing Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca. His public conversion to Orthodox Islam inspired many African Americans to follow in his footsteps. Islamic centers and organizations. The 20th century also saw the establishment of several Islamic centers and organizations in the US. The Islamic Society of North America, ISNA, founded in 1982, became one of the largest Muslim organizations in the country. ISNA, along with other groups like the Council on American Islamic Relations, CAIR, has played a crucial role in advocating for Muslim civil rights, promoting Islamic education, and facilitating interfaith dialogue. Why people are accepting Islam in the US. Spiritual and personal reasons. Many Americans are drawn to Islam because of its emphasis on monotheism, simplicity, and direct relationship with God. Converts often speak of being attracted to the clarity of Islamic teachings, the discipline of the 5 daily prayers, and the moral framework provided by the religion. For some, Islam offers answers to spiritual questions that were left unresolved in their previous faith traditions. Social justice and equality. Islam's teachings on racial equality and social justice have resonated with many Americans, particularly those from marginalized communities. The message of universal brotherhood in Islam, combined with its emphasis on charity and helping the less fortunate, aligns with the social justice movements that have shaped much of American history. The Quran's clear stance against racism, as well as the egalitarian nature of Islamic rituals, has made the religion appealing to many people searching for a faith that upholds human dignity and fairness. Influence of public figures. The conversion of prominent public figures to Islam has also played a significant role in shaping the perception of Islam in the US. Celebrities, athletes, and intellectuals who have embraced Islam often speak about their spiritual journeys in the media, bringing attention to the faith and dispelling stereotypes. Famous people in the US who accepted Islam. Malcolm X, El-Hajj Malik el-Shabazz. Malcolm X's conversion to Islam is one of the most well-documented cases in American history. After leaving the Nation of Islam, he embraced Sunni Islam and became an advocate for interfaith unity and racial equality. His autobiography has inspired countless people to explore Islam, and his legacy continues to influence American Muslim discourse. Muhammad Ali, the world-famous boxing champion, converted to Islam in the 1960s and became a global ambassador for the faith. Ali's decision to refuse military service during the Vietnam War, citing his religious beliefs, earned him widespread admiration and further solidified his position as one of the most prominent Muslim figures in the US. His unwavering dedication to both his faith and social justice continues to be celebrated. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, a former NBA star, converted to Islam in 1971. Abdul-Jabbar has spoken extensively about how Islam shaped his worldview and guided his commitment to social justice causes. In addition to his contributions to basketball, he has been an outspoken advocate for Muslim rights and racial equality in the US. Mike Tyson. Former heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson embraced Islam during his time in prison in the 1990s. Tyson's conversion was part of his personal transformation, and he has publicly spoken about how Islam has helped him find peace and direction in his life. Janet Jackson. Pop icon Janet Jackson is one of the many celebrities who has converted to Islam. While she has kept much of her spiritual journey private, her decision to embrace Islam was reportedly influenced by her marriage to Wissam Al-Mana, a Qatari businessman. Other notable converts. Dave Chappelle, the famous comedian, converted to Islam in the early 2000s and has spoken about how the faith helped him find peace in his personal life. Lauren Booth, a British-American journalist and sister-in-law of former British Prime Minister Tony Blair, accepted Islam in 2010 after a spiritual experience in the Middle East. Challenges faced by Muslims in the US. Islamophobia and discrimination. Despite the growing number of converts and the establishment of vibrant Muslim communities, Muslims in the US continue to face challenges, including discrimination and Islamophobia. Following the 9/11 attacks in 2001, anti-Muslim sentiment surged in the country. Many Muslims have reported experiencing harassment, hate crimes, and workplace discrimination. Organizations like CARE have worked tirelessly to combat Islamophobia and protect the civil rights of Muslims in the US. Misrepresentation in the media. The media has often played a role in perpetuating negative stereotypes about Muslims, linking Islam to terrorism and violence. This misrepresentation has contributed to widespread misunderstandings about the religion and has made life more challenging for American Muslims. However, in recent years, Muslim voices in media, academia, and politics have worked to challenge these misconceptions and present a more accurate picture of Islam. The future of Islam in the US. Islam is expected to continue growing in the US as more Americans convert to the faith and the Muslim population increases due to immigration and higher birth rates. As the community grows, so too does its influence on American culture, politics, and society. The rise of Muslim politicians like Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, the first Muslim women to serve in the US Congress, signals a new era of Muslim participation in American public life. Conclusion is Islam in the United States is a dynamic and evolving story. From the early presence of African Muslim slaves to the modern-day converts who are reshaping the religious landscape, Islam has become an integral part of American society. As more people are drawn to its teachings, the future of Islam in the US looks bright. Despite the challenges of discrimination and misrepresentation, the contributions of notable Muslim figures have helped shape the discourse around Islam, providing a positive and inspirational image of the religion in the American context. Thanks for watching the video.